most of the people that were working to stop the war in Vietnam are now working to stop all nuclear use. They're very concerned because, you see, we haven't found a way to recycle the dangerous radioactive waste material, which has a lifespan of hundreds of thousands of years, and they're concerned about their children and grandchildren. And that's where these people are working now.
I was about to bring that up in the next topic area. It seems like we're at war with our environment.
Well, yes. You see, I include peace with our environment. And we have been very cruel, actually, to our environment. And as a result, our air in some cities is so impure that people actually drop dead from breathing it. There are warnings in many cases. If you have emphysema or something like that, don't go out. And the water supply in some of the large cities is below minimum standard. And, of course, the farmlands are they're injured too. They're eroded, and there's in some cases a kind of a white film appearing on the top of them. The forests are very, very despoiled. That's lowering, of course, our water table. And so I realize that we have tremendous problems to solve in our country, and I would actually like to see us get busy on them. In fact, since I believe there must be a place for every segment of society, I rather favor having the military get busy on them. They have offered, to defend us. They're all volunteers at the present time. So I would say divide it up, and you have a tremendous budget to use. Let the Air Force take the air, and the Navy the water, and the Army the farmlands, and the Marines are used to remote jobs. They could take the forests. And then, you see, they could remain until their objective was accomplished. And of course it would be of benefit to all people. They're doing a little bit of this in other places, according to my foreign correspondence, you see. So it isn't as strange as it may seem to us. I also am very concerned about unemployment, and I have written about that. You see, when you deprive a human being of the opportunity to contribute constructively to society, that human being begins to deteriorate psychologically. And I realize, of course, that there are already a lot of deteriorated human beings due to unemployment.
Even those who are working can be in a very harmful situation to their own selves.
Well, this is possible, but you see, the unemployment makes the people feel nobody needs me. Society doesn't need me. I'm unwanted, unneeded. You see, it gives them a very poor, they call it self-image usually now. They're not self-reliant anymore. Some of them feel that they couldn't be self-reliant. They've been living on relief or whatever. And of course, I would like to end this immediately. There's some 7 or 8 million. I would like to end it immediately. And I would like to do it like this. I would like to say at the end of the month, all employable, unemployed people will apply for community work, funded as welfare is funded. We've got the funding, and it wouldn't need to be full-time work. Now, what they would do would be jobs in the community that the community cannot afford to pay for. And of course, this is true throughout the country, that in many cases they have taken all enrichment programs like art and music out of the schools. It could be put back. The adult education is completely discontinued. That could be also continued again. And they could do things like providing the personnel to keep libraries open and museums open, to keep up the parks and the playgrounds and the public meetings. There's just all kinds of things they could do in the community that the community cannot afford to pay for. And then they would begin again to feel that they were contributing to society, and they would begin again, of course, to become more self-reliant. Well, I believe, of course, in democracy in its highest form, which is control by the people. And we already have a good deal of individual democracy, the right of a minority of one to continue to speak. In our country, perhaps this is our best democracy, which we could pass on to the world. Political democracy isn't bad in our country. In fact, we have more mechanisms than we really use. So it could be improved, but it's not bad. Now, it's social democracy that we've been working on lately. We don't have it yet, although we have passed legislation. We're educating in that direction. But if we really had social democracy, every human being would be evaluated according to merits and not according to groups. And economic democracy is the one we have thought very little about so far in our country, and we need to add this also. We need to work hard on this. I'll just tell you a little incident. I heard two comedians making jokes before a live audience, and one said, "I got a medal from my company." Why? I found a way to make their product wear out quicker. And everybody in that live audience laughed. Production for obsolescence. We know about it. I don't think we should laugh about it. It's really tragic. While we say that raw materials are running out and energy is in short supply, we produce things that wear out quicker. Why, future generations will look upon us as idiots. Now, that's one part of the economic democracy that of course, I would like to see improved. And the other thing is the one we were just talking about. I would like to see unemployment eliminated completely from our society. Now, these are first steps. And I think we need to think about the first steps that need to be taken in any situation.